Okay, guys, we're back on the field. Commentators, let the viewers know what's there.
Absolutely. First match of the third day of Alliance Tournament, and on the field for Snatch Victory, who are ranked 49 after round 1, we have 2 Tengus, a Nighthawk, 2 Curse, a Scimitar, 2 Jaguars, a Merlin, and a Rifter.
And for our own alliance, we're fielding 2 Chronos, a Vindicator, a Hound, an Oneros, a Nemesis, a Wolf, and a Vengeance.
And right now we've got the 1-minute countdown, and we're just waiting for CCP Claw to give the 10 seconds. There he goes. He's given the 10 seconds now. We'll be underway in just a second.
And CCP Claw has given the signal to go. We can see here on the field some drones are being popped by the Snatch Victory team here, some Hobgoblins who not very much movement as the Stealth Bombers shoots towards the other team here. Let's see if they do any damage at all.
Yeah, we have 2 Electron Bombs out on the field there from the Own Alliance team, from their Nemesis and their Hound. We have a group of Bouncer 2s out as well for the Own Alliance. It looks as if they're starting to get to work on one of the on the Scimitar, in fact, of Snatch Victory.
Yeah, the Hound is from Own Alliance is actually starting to drop into armor, but is quickly being wrapped up by their team members of Neros. He's actually not taking any armor damage at all right now. The other teams, Snatch Victory, Scimitar is also starting to wrap itself back up. Not too much damage being done here besides the initial volley of bombs and drones and so on.
Yep, looks like this might be a little bit of a drawn-out match. We do have 2 curses on the field for actually we could see, well, we will see a lot of cap warfare. It's interesting to see that Own Alliance actually brought themselves in at 0 to the beacon. They brought their entire team in right on top of the beacon, despite having a logistics and 2 stealth bombers with them. So it's interesting to see why they've done that, with Snatch Victory coming in roughly about 50 clicks away from the beacon.
I think we just saw Snatch Victory's curse go down, didn't we? Just kind of popped out of nowhere at all.
Yeah, we have lost a curse for Snatch Victory, leaving them just 1 now. Still the entire team from the Own Alliance team on the field, although the Vindicator is looking a little bit sketchy there and roughly approaching half armor.
Not before he takes down the other curse from the Snatch Victory team, which is, I think, a huge blow, because the curse is obviously what they want to use to control the capacitor transfer for the other team. So Own Alliance is actually fielding an armor tank team, which is rather capacitor intensive for. So if you take out the curses, which have a bonus to neutralizing effects, then it's as if you don't have a good way to control your enemy.
Absolutely, and as well as that, you generally tend to find in a drawn-out engagement, anything based on the Megathron platform, such as the Kronos or the Vindicator, will run into cap issues once it runs out of cap boosters. Of course, the Marauders, the Kronos, do have a rather large cargo hold, so they can hold roughly, I think it's somewhere between 35 and 40 cap booster 800s, if I remember. It's an immense amount. They have well over 1,000 cubic meters of cargo space, so those guys shouldn't have run into any troubles if the curse was still alive. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out now that they've lost their 2 curses.
Yeah, actually, as of right now, Own Alliance, the Vindicator pilot is actually taking very heavy armor damage. It seems like he's being primaried by the Snatch Victory team, and he's about to start dipping into structure if the Oneros doesn't start wrapping him up quickly, which I think he might also be scrambled as well, so he won't be able to get into range if he's using a micro warp drive setup of the other ships, because they do these Galanti hulls do need to be in very close range to their enemy in order to do too much damage.
You can see there Trony of Kane of Own Alliance looking sketchy, roughly at about half structure in his Vindicator. That's a significant amount of DPS that they're going to lose from the Own Alliance team. Snatch Victory not looking too bad, other than the fact that they've lost their 2 curses. I was expecting it to affect their team a lot more.
Yeah, they're just starting to take down the Vindicator very, very slowly, even though he's in structure. So you can see probably the Onero's pilot is doing a very good job to keep his Vindicator teammate up here. Nobody else is really taking too much damage from either team. I think the Scimitar pilot from Snatch Victory has fully repped all his teammates up right now. So most of his teammates are not even in shield damage.
Yeah, it's interesting to see. It looks like we're about to lose that Vindicator from Own Alliance. He doesn't really have much longer left on the field. Sliver of structure hanging in there. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. It looks as if, pretty much at present, solid target calling and solid FCing from the Snatch Victory team.
It looks to be that way, Varone. As that Vindicator goes down, we see a significant chunk of DPS being taken out on Own Alliance team, but they still do have 2 Chronos left on the field without any damage at all, and those are going to take a lot of damage to kill, and they can dish out a pretty hefty amount of DPS, so that doesn't entirely take Own Alliance out of the playing field here.
Yeah, we can see there we have 2 Tengus, a Scimitar, 2 Jaguars, Merlin and a Rifter left on the field for Snatch Victory. We have 2 Kronos, a Hound, and a Neros and Nemesis, Wolf and a Vengeance left on the field for Own Alliance. And in all honesty, I don't think that... oh, we have a Tengu there for Snatch Victory looking severely in trouble, and he's down and out. There's a big chunk of the DPS from the Snatch Victory team out of the running.
Yeah, that Tengu pilot was way, way too close to one of the Chronos and almost right on him, or vice versa, and that's probably why he got taken out immediately, because they, like I said before, the Chronos do dish out very, very good damage at right on your face, basically. So that Tengu is pretty unfortunate for him.
Yeah, pretty much unfortunate for his team as well. They're going to run into some serious trouble trying to get rid of these 2 Chronos. Wow, we can see there the logistics pilot of Snatch Victory working overtime to try and keep one of these Jaguars alive here. In fact, this is the Rifter and he's down and out. Yeah,
the Rifter and the 2 Jaguars from Snatch Victory are meant to be tacklers, and they've done a lot of scrambling techniques.
Yeah, it's interesting to see there. Both the Kronos now from Own Alliance have been wrapped up, so it's looking pretty good on their part. We have 1 single Tengu, a Scimitar, 2 Jaguars, and 1 Merlin left on the field now.
Yeah, and I think right now both teams are kind of at a stalemate because there are no true DPS dealers on both sides, and so we'll see how they start. So basically, it's a match between Snatch and Own Alliance, and to see whose tank will hold up best.
Well, it's we have the 2 Kronos left on the field for the Own Alliance team. That's a significant amount of DPS there. We only have the single Tengu from Snatch Victory left on the field, so it's I think if we can get these Kronos in range of Snatch Victory, they're going to be in serious trouble. But the ships left on the field for Snatch Victory are pretty long range, so well, not so much a long range, but they can dictate the range and kite those Kronos as much as they like.
Yeah, we can actually start seeing the Oneros from Own Alliance starting to dip into armor, but do you think that we'll have enough DPS from Snatch Victory to break that? I kind of doubt it.
Well, it's debatable. I mean, they don't have logistics on the field now, Snatch Victory, whereas Own Alliance still do have their Neros on the field. I don't think they're going to be able to break the tank and the DPS of the Own Alliance team. I think that Tengu's pretty much just to the point where he's just going to be waiting to die. I mean, his stasis webified now. We can see that if we look in close at him that he's webbed. It looks as if he's running a buffer tank, so it's just pretty much a matter of time.
Yeah, I think the Tengu pilot is starting to try to get away from the field as much as possible. He's actually approaching the Vengeance pilot from Own Alliance, Kenji, who we said was not a hero, but in the end he was a true hero in our last match by flying his vengeance into the enemy like a true hero should. So let's see how much he can hold up here.
See there, the Neros from Own Alliance now starting to take fire. It looks as if that Tengu's turned his heavy missile launchers on him. In fact, yes, confirming that he has indeed. So yeah, it's the only way that they're really going to be able to do this now, Snatch Victory, is to try and get rid of that Neros, and then wear the Kronos down, but I just do not think they have the time or the DPS to do it.
I don't think so either, Verona. So we actually see Kronos pilot from Own Alliance catching up to the Tengu pilot at close range, and I think the Tengu pilot is actually being warp scrambled and webbed. So there's only a matter of time till he goes down, or at least till he tries to get away from the Kronos. But it seems like all the Kronos battleships that Own Alliance is fielding are all somewhat speed-fitted in the sense that they all have micro-warp drives, and so they can actually get into range fairly quickly.
Yeah, that Tengu there in real serious trouble for Snatch Victory. You can see there both of the Kronos now in range from Own Alliance, and both of them energy neutralizing this Tengu. It looks like he's pretty much been shut down now. I can't see any missile fire coming from him. He's also been target painted by the Hound of Own Alliance. So yeah, it's just a matter of time. He's out of shields and he's going to go down hard.
And he goes down immediately after his shields are down. Tengus have a very tough shield because of their bonuses to shield resistances, but once you pass the shields, just like in all Caldari ships, you pretty much have nothing left. It's basically all structure.
Yep, and that just goes to show the power of Tech 2 neutron cannons there. Both of these Kronos appear to be racked out, Tech 2 neutron fitted. And just the sheer alpha from these things with the 100% damage bonus that they get being a Marauder class is absolutely unbelievable.
And don't also forget that the Kronos have a bonus to stasis webifying velocity, and so they can actually provide a lot of control factor in a battlefield like this. And we see here the Merlin from Snatch Victory has gone down in flesh, leaving only 2 Jaguars behind for Snatch Victory versus the entire team of 2 Kronos, a Hound, an Oneros, a Nemesis, a Wolf, and a Vengeance for Own Alliance.
Yep, we are missing the Vindicator of the Own Alliance. Their only ship lost this match, in fact. It's gone pretty much as I expected, given the DPS on the Own Alliance team side, I think. Solid showing from those guys. It was a shame they did lose the Vindicator and didn't get through with a total hell death, but I think it's just a matter of these 2 guys trying to pin these 2 Jaguars down now, and it's all over.
As we speak here, only 1 Jaguar is left for the Snatch Victory team versus Own Alliance. I think Own Alliance has taken a little bit of their loss from the last match versus Godfathers into account, and they're actually starting to field some stealth bombers of their own this time. And we can see here actually their stealth bombers are still alive and doing quite a lot of DPS to the other team, and also providing a lot of target painting ability, which makes even small ships like the Jaguar light up and become really easily, damaged by larger ships.
Yeah, you can see this last Jaguar Furnace of Snatch Victory traveling roughly at about 2.5 kilometers a second there. Huge, massive swarm of drones following him, but yeah, I think he's going to try and kite as many of these guys as he possibly can. Maybe he might be able to get, given the damage that the Jaguar does, he might be able to pick up a kill on a frigate class. But I think he's thinking a bit optimistically. I should imagine he just needs to get to the center of the arena and die as fast as possible.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to be anywhere as fast as a Warrior 2 drones that will eventually catch up to him, although I don't see any drones or damage being dished out by Own Alliance right now. Maybe they're just taking this time to just clear the field and maybe just recoup what they can and just wait until they can get in range of the Jaguar.
Yep, I think we're having another Benny Hill moment here, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to take a while for them to finish this last Jaguar off. So if you aren't interested in watching a Jaguar running circles around the arena, you can take a look at the website that the Interstellar Correspondents have up. You can find it at at.eve-ic.net. They've got a whole load of statistics there with pretty graphs and all the video replays from the last weekend's matches, so you can see how they've done. And those guys have put a lot of effort into it, so it's a really good looking website, and you can probably catch up with all of last week's events there.
Well, good looking is kind of not doing them any favors at all. I think they've actually put a massive amount of energy into that website. You can find basically all sorts of